everybody, and welcome to Because Bikes podcast. I am Chris Andresen, and we are here at the South Perry location, Bike Hub, and with actually a really exciting thing to tell you guys about kids programs and kids mountain biking and cyclocross racing. I want to introduce you my new friend, Frank Burns. Thanks for joining me today.
Yeah, great to be here. Exciting stuff. Thanks for having us.
Yeah. So Frank, he's been a coach with kind of the spring league, working with the middle school and high school. You're kind of the middle school coach.
Yep.
Yeah. And kind of decided to put something kind of special together. You want to explain kind of what you did, Frank?
Sure. And it's not just me. It's the group of coaches, but the Spokane region, Greater Spokane region, North Idaho, Spokane area, has youth cycling teams in the spring and then in the summer and then also in the fall. And each team has a sort of separate, long, confusing name. And we started realizing that it was hard to even talk about it.
Yeah.
So we thought of putting it all under one type of name to make it easy to discuss the teams. So we came up with Bikes Are the Answer because, of course, they are. And if you know the answer, the questions become a lot less relevant. So at any rate, we went with that, and then we just renamed everything to the spring team, the summer team, and the fall team. And spring, of course, is the Washington State mountain biking, Washington student cycling team.
Perfect.
For mountain biking, but 6th graders to 12th graders, and a lot of fun. Great way to get out and make friends and have a good time.
Yeah, I'm excited. I actually was a coach for the Washington State League there's been quite a few years now, and really enjoy just getting out there with the kids and taking them riding and just watching them go to the races and stuff. But I have a little one at home now, as everybody knows, Penelope, and she's 10 and she loves riding her bike. And with kids, sometimes it's just difficult to find activities for them to get involved in and sometimes go into those spots. So I can't tell you how happy I am that there's a little more, something easier for me to go to kind of get her set up and registered and ready to go.
Man, and at about that age, they're beginning to disconnect from parents, and friend groups become so important. So it's being able to have something where they can go and make a lot of friends, and basically they ignore you. They're out doing their thing, riding, having fun, getting strong. It's pretty cool. And we have 3 really solid, good programs for that across spring, summer, and fall. So
let's talk about the difference of those 3 programs so everybody knows. Like you mentioned, the spring program is a mountain bike league from basically 6th grade to 12th grade. There's multiple coaches. You said you do the middle coach, but there's also a high school coach that's involved with that. And that's pretty much, it's regional, and most of the races are here in Washington State, but all the practices are here in town.
Yeah, so the way it works is our practices are normally on Monday and Wednesdays, early season, and then Saturday we'll have a longer ride. And families that can make the practice show up. If there's a scheduling conflict, that's not a problem. It's very common. But it's for 6 to 12-year-olds. I'm sorry, 6th to 12th graders. We split it into a middle school team and then a high school team. And there's licensed coaches for each team. And actually, there's a larger group of coaches. I'm the head coach for the middle school, but there's a lot of assistant coaches who are actually more competent than me. We have everything from sort of my focus on making sure it's fun, engaging, and people are making friends and having a good time, to Coach Robert, who is capable of helping those who are interested in becoming real fast and standing on the podium, giving them the skills and guidance to be able to do that.
Oh, awesome.
They migrate from the middle school team and age up into the high school team, where we have Coach Tom, Coach Ann, and some other coaches who are seriously good, and obviously they continue the range of people having fun and just connecting and having something healthy to do, to pretty frequently dominating the podium. So they're pretty good.
Yeah. That's awesome.
But it's more like a range thing, and trying to get everybody involved. We do, as the spring season progresses, and they start the Wednesday night rides out at Riverside State Park. That's not part of our league. but we stop that practice and encourage all the families to go out there. And it's usually, I think they start at like 5 and go to dark.
Yeah.
But that is so awesome because the bike shops, you guys, and the rest of the bike shops in town sponsor the participation for the kids in our team. So they get to go out there and every Wednesday sort of have this social event race thing that's real cool.
Yeah, that's so fun to get out there on Wednesday nights.
Yeah.
There's multiple teams here in Spokane. There's kind of a Valley team, and there's a kind of a right. There's kind of like
for the spring season, yes.
Yes, yeah.
So spring season's organized under the Washington Student Cycling League.
Yep.
And for that league, they've split us into the Spokane Meade side of town, Spokane Valley, and then Kootenai for the Northern Idaho group. And you sort of join the team that's closest to where you live.
Which makes it a convenience there, yeah.
Yeah, and our practices, have similar cadences and things. And then we would all go to the different races that would be, that are set up in the state. But, and people participate in the races that they can make and don't sweat the ones they can't.
Yeah.
But for the other two teams, for the summer team and this fall team, it's just one team.
One big team.
One big team. And then the coaches from Spokane Valley and other places, we all combine and coach together. So it's pretty fun.
Similar coaching group then. Let's talk.
And a lot of similar riders, Some riders only do one season, but a lot of the riders do all 3.
Oh, that's great. Let's talk about the Summer League. The Summer League's new right? And you said it was something that kind of happened quickly and got together. Tell me a little bit more about the Summer League specifically, and kind of what you mentioned, something like coming out of COVID and like it was the right time for that to kind of hit. And
well, so all the kids were locked up in COVID confinement, kind of with the rest of us, but they sort of really took it in the shorts because it's so important for them to have like these friend groups and build their brains and have all this healthy interaction. You can't do that. And then Coach Brian and Coach George sort of thought of organizing our participation with the summer team through an organization called NICA, awesome national organization. And at the last minute it came together, they opened it up, and we had, I think we had a group of like 25 or so riders and participated. It was a lot of fun.
That's awesome.
So we had kids from Sandpoint, Coeur d'Alene, all over the Spokane Valley area, came together, made great friends, went to races across Montana, and just a totally cool way to spend the summer.
Yeah.
And people go on trips and come back and connect, and it was very cool.
That is fun.
Which really actually, excuse me, which was sort of, that was sort of the driver on the idea of, hey, we need to elevate this up and create like one way to explain that we have these different teams and bring the whole region together. And George and Brian's idea of having NICA and getting NICA is like, now my kids have friends all across the region, not just in their school or their small little pod.
Yeah.
So we thought about, hey, let's split it in. Let's just make it simple to explain that we have 3 seasons and you can participate in all of them. That's why we came up with Bikes Are the Answer. Well, actually, we just it's obvious that bikes clearly are the answer.
Yeah.
And we just accepted it, and now everything seems to go well.
Yeah, isn't that the truth? Let's talk about the fall season now, because this has actually been really fun for me, because the fall season is the cyclocross season.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how it is all over the world. Like when fall gets here, it's time to bust out your cross bike. For me, last year was really exciting because my daughter Penelope got really excited about cyclocross, and we did quite a few races, and she started on her mountain bike. It was no big deal, worked out great for her on there. And then she finally got a cross bike and got to experience that, but she is hooked and she loves it. But the neat thing is about there's kind of some age limits on the mountain bike groups, but in the cyclocross, the fall season is much younger, kids can join, right?
Yeah, so on the spring and summer leagues, you have to be in 6th grade. But fall, it's organized under the local School of Cross program, all governed locally. And they are awesome, and they allow, I think, 6-year-olds and up So, and we break them into different groups, and, frequently the 6-year-olds are playing on the swings halfway through practice, which is totally cool. I get it.
Yeah.
And then the other people are ripping around, gaining skills and getting ready to dispense pain. The cool thing about the cyclocross program, the fall season, is really well supported by the local race groups. Like your races out at Riverside, you're allowing all the cyclocross kids to participate free. Mm-hmm. Awesome, thank you. And then the folks down in, the other different groups. It's really a cool thing. So that lasts from August through, I think, most of October.
October, yeah.
Yeah, and there's crossover. So the summer team goes, starts in early July, and then goes through September. So those two teams cross over, and a lot of the kids in the summer program participate also in the cyclocross in this fall program.
Yeah.
So it just means more time hanging out on bikes and with friends and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool. And we've sort of organized the training days so that they can overlap.
Yeah. Yeah, the one thing I really loved about cyclocross, just taking the little one out there, is unlike cross country, they go out and they're like out there and you don't see them for a while, but doing the laps, it's such a great, easy sport for the family to come out and enjoy and watch everybody race. It's just, I don't know, it's a great vibe on the cross races.
Well, you also get you can pull mom and dad into it too. So
yeah.
They, it's a opportunity for everybody to participate and kids to put the pain down on the parents. It's pretty funny.
Yeah,
and little kids covered in mud is that's good.
Yeah, it is good. Yeah, and,
it's really good.
That last race that Penelope did this year, it was cold and muddy and crazy conditions and a really difficult course, and she just loved it. Like I was like, I don't know how this was gonna go, and she just dug right into it. So it was amazing to see him just get out there. And there's a lot of kids. I mean, her heat, there was a 6-year-old out there. There's a bunch of them out there. So it was great to see that. So, well, one thing I got to say that a big thank you from me to you is this, and all the coaches. Like I'm so grateful that we have this community of adults that are willing to put their time out to really build these programs, help these kids enjoy what we grew up enjoying, the passion, and kind of passing that down to them. And I really feel our community here in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene is so strong for that. And then there's so much support and people, and the idea of having you on here is really to spread this word, to have more people get involved, more people help out, donate, whatever they can to kind of, keep these kids riding their bikes. It keeps them out of trouble. At least it kept me out of some trouble when I was there.
Yeah, well, I probably shouldn't speak to that personally on my side, but Spokane actually has a very significant cycling community on the road. Like the road cycling around here is awesome, but specifically mountain biking and cross, we have a lot of terrain. We have a lot of trails. And I grew up in a place that's kind of known as a bike mecca, but I go back home and ride it, and then I come here and I'm like, well, Beacon's pretty freaking good.
Yeah,
that's
and
good.
I'm gonna let Cat out. He's from Bellingham, and he's saying we got it pretty good here, so we're just gonna throw some competition out of those boys.
And we have a lot of with Mount Spokane developing stuff. There's terrain and a potential for a significant, if it just goes on the same path that it's going on, Spokane's completely legit.
Yeah, we got a lot of great
region.
spots. And
especially with all the youth programs.
This spring, hopefully we'll get an opportunity to come out with you guys and the team and kind of get some coverage, kind of show people what it's like to be a part of the team and what you guys are doing out there, and maybe show some of the areas that you guys use. So if you don't mind us tagging along one of these, we'll definitely love to see that.
We'd love it. We're actually hosting the state championship for the Spring Leagues, Washington Student Cycling League, here at Riverside.
Oh.
So Coach Tom is, sort of selecting the course, but we'll have teams from all over the state.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Competing to dominate the podium, and it's the final race. So it's not just winning that race. They're going to get their ranking at a state level.
That's amazing.
So that's a big deal. That's I think in later in May, and it's on the website. But the big thing about the youth programs is there are 3 separate teams, spring, then summer, and then fall. And to register for them, it's a unique registration for each one because they're governed under separate programs. Washington State, then there's the national team and the summer, and then the local team. But it's all at bikesartheanswer.org.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you coming on here and sharing this info with me, and big thanks for what you do. And like I said, if you guys have any other questions about this, that is where you go. The bikesartheanswer.org has that information. I was on the website this morning, like going through and check it out. Great website, very organized, easy to navigate around. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to contact us here at the shop. We can kind of point you in that right direction. Did we miss anything, Frank? You think?
We appreciate you guys. We appreciate all the bike shops in town. You're huge supporters of the youth bike programs. Makes it a lot better for the kids. So thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks to everybody.
I think the other thing we do is we have a lot of great shops here in town, and I appreciate what you guys are doing. I appreciate what Evergreen East is doing to give us the trails and all the shops and the community put together. So thank you for your time, and we're going to chase you guys around the trail when it's time
Look
to
forward
do
to
that.
it.
All right.
Okay, take care.
Yep. Thanks, guys.